everybody, and welcome to another episode of Cafecito with Mr. Miami Real Estate. I am Desi Rodriguez, as you know, and today I'm here by myself to talk to you about one of the most important things that you will ever come across in your life, and it's your credit. It's something that follows you around regardless of whether you're going to go get a credit card, you're going to go apply for a new car, a lease, or if you're going to go rent a property. Today we're going to be specifically discussing on how to make it better when you are purchasing or refinancing a property. So this is something very important because for certain programs you need a certain credit score in order to qualify, and it's also the determining factor in your interest rate and even in some cases your private mortgage insurance. Just so you understand, there are a lot of credit repair companies out there, and while they do get the job done sometimes, many times you could see yourself spending thousands of dollars without seeing any results. Also, a lot of times their methods to fix your credit score is to dispute. And this is something that lenders are typically against. And when you go apply for the mortgage, if they see these disputes, they're going to require you to remove them, which is just going to cause your credit score to go right back down. And it's not going to be effective for the purposes of purchasing or refinancing on a property. So before we begin on what it is that you can do, I want to go into what and how your credit score is calculated. So the first part is the most important one, which is the payment history, which is how many on-time payments you've made and the balance of your average on-time payments. This is what takes into account the most weight on your credit score with about 35%. Now, the next one is the utilization rate that you have, and that takes about 30%. So the way that they calculate that is the amount of money your balance divided by your total credit limit. So typically this is something that they recommend to keep below 30%, but obviously the less that you use on your credit, the better off that you are. The next one accounts for about 15%, and it is the age of your credit history, and this is an average. So obviously the longer you've had credit for and you've made your on-time payments for, you look more reliable and your score is going to be higher. So obviously they're going to trust someone who's had on-time payments for 20 years in comparison to someone who's had credit for only 2 years. The next one is about 10%, and that is the type of credit. Lenders want to see and the creditors want to see that you have a healthy mix, and this consists of installment loans, credit cards, home loans, if you already own properties, car loans. They just want to see that diversification in there. And the last one, which accounts for the final 10%, is new credit. So obviously, if you start racking up a lot of new credit cards and a lot of new installment loans in a short period of time, this is going to look like you're in a bad position where you need this money, and you're going to look worse to the creditors. Right now, I'm going to tell you one of the biggest secrets that will definitely help you increase your credit score, and that is getting added as an authorized user on somebody that you know's credit card. This can be a family member, this could be a really close friend that trusts you, but this is something that we often recommend to people who are in a tough position, who have newer credits, who have missed some payments, who have a lot of debt, and it's because that credit history is going to get added to yours most likely when they add you as an authorized user. So let's say, for example, you have 80% of your credit limits used up and someone adds you as an authorized user and they don't have a lot of debt for that card. They have it almost completely free. What that's going to do is raise the amount of credit that appears you have, which is going to lower the utilization rates for your credit cards. The same thing applies if you've missed some payments. So if they add you as an authorized user and they've never missed a payment, that's going to add to your on-time payment history as well. So to recap, the authorized user is a really good route to approach. If you maybe missed a couple payments, you have a high utilization rate on your credit card limit, or you don't really have a long credit history, it's going to boost it up. Now, lenders typically take the middle score. So if you have one score that's lower than the rest, particularly your TransUnion, what you can do as well is sign up for a credit service that basically takes your rental property, wherever it is that you're renting, and adds it to your credit report. And it's called Rental Karma. So this option, unfortunately, is not free, but it is something that you can add on, and it'll boost your TransUnion score by adding up to 24 months of rental history to your credit report. They would verify this with your landlord, and you can click the link in the bio to go check out their website and their services. The final product that I want to mention to you guys that is very good and a healthy alternative to a secured credit card is called Self-Lender. They essentially work in a similar way, but through an installment loan, and basically you would be making monthly payments which goes into a secured CD, and you end up getting that money back at the end of the term that you choose with them. It's something that I highly recommend. They do report to all 3 bureaus, and this is good for someone who's just starting off with their credit or needs to do some drastic work to rebuild it. You could check out the link on our bio as well and check them out. If you have any questions about credit or anything like that, I am not a credit specialist. I'm just here telling you today what it is that I've seen work over and over again. And some of these things are even things that I've done personally. But if you want to purchase a home or refinance a home, talk to a good lender such as George Suzette from Syntax Mortgage that you've seen on our other interviews, so that they can do a credit analysis and even a rapid rescore for you before you go to any credit repair companies.